welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a full tip removal. They've grown out a little bit and I kind of want to go a little shorter for summer. So I'm going to show you my process and how I do it from start to finish. Here are some of the tools that I use, starting with the nail tip clipper. Having that plastic part on the back of the part where you clip the tip is super awesome because it catches the flying tip. You will totally love it, trust me on that one. Here are the three bits that I use. The first one is a fine grit 5-in-1 bit. The middle is a sanding band with a 240 grit sanding band on it. And the last one is a cuticle ball bit. That one came with the drill or the Efile. Here is my Efile, the infamous Efile. I've trained myself how to use it. I am not a professional at all, but I have trained myself because it is so much easier. If you are scared to use an Efile, just get a cheap one like I did. I started with a $15 Melody Susie one and I made myself practice. It's an investment, but it's totally worth it. This is the Sundara Magic Gel Remover that I always use at the end. And this is the cuticle pusher with a scraper that I like to use. There's also another one that has like a triangle pusher thing that I'll link down below that I use sometimes as well. This is a glass Efile that I like to use on my natural nails as to not rip them or hurt them. So this is all of the stuff that I use, and then you cannot forget the dust collector. This dust collector is magic. It saves you from getting super dirty, no filings all over you. It's decently loud, but it has 2 speeds. It cleans very easy. The filter is reusable. You just have to, I say beat it out outside. I just take it outside and I beat all the stuff out. You can do it in the trash can, just knock all the dust out. All right, y'all, we are going to get into the tip removal. First and foremost, you want to clip the tips off. You want to clip as much of the free edge off as possible. See what I mean about it keeping them in there? Just dump them out and throw them away. But the more you remove before you actually start e-filing is just easier. I use the clipper because it's faster than using the e-file, but you can totally just use the e-file as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my e-file. It's a lock and unlock position. Put in unlock, put in my 5-in-1 bit. This is the bit of my preference for removal because I just like this one. This one's like my favorite one to use for removal. I use it for other purposes, but for removal, it is super awesome. I leave it in forward since I'm going to be using my right hand. I would put it in reverse if I'm going to use my left hand because it lets the e-file go the way that I need it for removal. I don't go any higher than about 12 to 15 RPMs when I'm doing removal. Some people go faster. It makes the removal a little bit quicker, but I am just not comfortable doing that. So I just go at a speed that's safe for me. I try not to cut myself as much as possible. Sometimes it happens this bit is not a safety bit, so it is very sharp, so you just want to be careful. I also want to let you guys know that I try to stay in frame as much as possible. Sometimes I may go out of frame just a little bit, but I try to stay in frame as much as possible while I'm doing this. But the angle is a little bit awkward and I'm trying not to cut myself, so I may wander out of frame or out of the center just a little bit. Also, I have sped it up just a little bit, not a whole lot, so this video is kind of lengthy. It ends at about 23 minutes, so if you guys want to skip around to certain parts, if there's certain things you want to see, I haven't quite figured out the chapters in the bottom yet, but I am working on that. I apologize in advance, but I wanted to make sure to get this video up because I had a bunch of people reach out to me and request in my last removal video that I do a full hand removal of my process. So I'm going to kind of let you guys watch this part and I'm going to come back when we get to the gel remover. here we are. I have gone as low as I feel comfortable doing with the Efile. You just want to go as low as you feel comfortable. Now I'm going to use the magic gel remover to remove the builder gel, the remainder of the tips, the nail tip glue. I'm going to just use this and it's going to take off everything and expose my natural nail. So for this gel remover, it is very important to note that you do not want to get any of it on your skin. I mean, like I did, but if you do, you want to wipe it off really quickly. You want to try your best to not get any gel products, period, on your skin, just because it's not good for your skin. You can cause yourself to have allergies, some kind of allergic reaction. Any kind of reaction is not something you want to mess around with, to play with, because I mean, it'll prevent you from doing your nails, it'll hurt. I've seen some really bad reactions and you just altogether do not want it. So you just want to be really careful with this. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna apply it generously, which means not like you're painting on a top coat or a base coat, but not like you're glopping it on, glooping it on, slopping it on, whatever term you use. You just wanna put a lot on. I don't know if you can really tell how much I'm using, but you just wanna put it on to where it's thick, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna disintegrate the gel underneath, and you wanna put enough so that it can do its job properly, basically. Sorry, gotta take a breath because there's a lot of talking. I apologize. But I want to show y'all this whole process and I want to explain it thoroughly so that everybody can kind of have an idea of the way that I do it. I find it to be really simple. Oh yeah, 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes is a good time frame to leave it on. I usually do about anywhere between 3 and 5. Sometimes I get distracted, but I usually put a timer on my phone or a kitchen timer or any kind of timer, and I check it out at the 3-minute mark, and you'll notice, as you see, it looks kind of wrinkly. That means that the gel is eating up the gel. Now you want to use this, if you're using a scraper, you want to be very gentle. I cannot stress that enough, because now we're scraping the gel off. We're removing the barrier from the natural nail and the product, and we really want to be careful because you don't want any scraping into your natural nail because it hurts. Just plain and simple, it hurts. If you haven't done it, you don't want to do it, and if you have done it, you know what I'm talking about. So any parts that don't come up, like as you'll see, it's less likely that you will get all of the gel up on one layer. You more than likely have to use at least 2 layers of the gel remover to get all of the gel off your nails, but I have to do 3 on 2 of them just because the angle that I was filing at on camera, I didn't want to risk going any further into the builder gel or any of the product because I was kind of nervous that I was going to get too deep into my nail, and I don't want to do that. So I end up having to use 3 layers, but everything comes off nicely. This is one of those patience things. You really want to take your time because it's not about speed, it's about being efficient with it. And the gentler you are, the better your nails will feel at the end. So at the end of this, I ultimately give my nails a couple of days to rest. I know somebody commented on my last video that I say breathe, but when I say breathe, I don't mean the nails literally breathing. I mean my nails to just take a rest, because having product on them all the time, I just really like to give them a break from product sometimes, like nothing on them. So I do that for about a day, and then I will throw a thin layer of rubber base or builder gel on, and I will leave that for another day just so that my nails have a time after all of this scraping and stuff. Even though it's not hard, it's just a lot going on with my nails, and I actually leave my tips on for a while. So I don't do this often, so my nails kind of feel it a little bit, I guess you could say, and I don't like to do too much damage to them, so I just let them take their time, take a break from product, take a break from being done. I just do them slowly. I do the removal, then I apply a little bit, then I do an application. So that's why I'm holding this video until I have my next video available, just because it's a few days in between them. So I want to put them up at the same time for you guys. So as you guys watched, I did the removal very gently. Now I'm doing a second layer just because I wasn't able to get everything off like I was saying. I sped up the second and the third layer just because they're the same thing as I just did in the other layers, but I wanted y'all to see the difference. So Back to what I was saying about my next video. I will have it linked in the comments because I am going to upload them on the same day, one after the other. I'm going to link it in the comments, or not in the comments, but I'm going to link it in the description, and I'm going to pin it in the comments so that you can see my full tip application video. I did one before when I first started my channel, but I wanted to do an updated one that kind of explained my process just a little bit more. And I feel like that one's just a little bit more of an explanation of how I do things. So back to this current video, I'm gonna kind of let you guys watch what I do, this second layer and then the third layer, and then I will come back when it comes down to the e-filing bit again. We are all finished with the Magic Gel Remover, so now I'm just going to cleanse my nails with some Isopropyl Alcohol just to keep everything clean, get all the gel off my nails. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Mandrel bit with a 240 grit sanding bin, and I'm going to go around my cuticle line. I'm going to just smooth everything out, clean off that last bit of gel that may have stuck on the sidewalls. just kind of clean everything up, smooth everything out. And then after that, I'm going to go in with a cuticle ball bit. It's just a normal one that usually comes with an Efile. Or when you purchase one, yes, absolutely. I forgot to put my dust collector back. Dust collector, chef's kiss, my favorite thing. Probably my favorite nail accessory outside my Efile. But like I was saying, I just use a sanding band with the 240 grit just because I'm on my natural nails now and I just want to be super careful. It's like a light buff, but it kind of smooths everything out. The cuticle bit just gets that little bit extra that may be stuck to the sidewalls or right at the proximal fold. I just kind of keep the cuticle line nice and even and just kind of looking all neat. But then I go in after that. I just clean my nails off and I moisturize after that. And then I will put a small thin layer of builder gel on my nails just because they are really thin and I don't like any damage to come upon them. So I really don't leave my nails completely without anything on them. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this little bit and watch me do the cuticle ball bit, and then I will be back. All right, we are completely finished now. The only thing left to do is to moisturize. Now, with everything that you just did, with the removal or application of a mani or anything, you want to make sure that you're always moisturizing, whether it be a body butter or a cuticle balm or cuticle oil or a lotion. You just want to use something to repack in the moisture to your hands, just because it's a lot of work and you want to just keep your hands with clean and moisturized it'll just have everything looking really nice. Also, I went ahead and already did my right hand, like I had mentioned before. My right hand does have a thin layer of builder gel on, which I'm going to do later on after I clean my hands. You want to make sure also while you're moisturizing, you see me rubbing the cuticle line between the cuticle and the first knuckle. That is where nail growth happens. So you want to make sure when you're moisturizing your hands that you are rubbing that area. It will promote nail growth, and it feels nice too. Give yourself a nice little massage. But I do hope y'all enjoyed this video. This was the straight removal process, how I do it. I have a full Gel X tip application video coming up directly after this video. So if y'all want to stick around, maybe consider subscribing, turn your notifications on for when I upload that one. I thank y'all so much for your time and watching this video, and I hope it was helpful. I will see y'all in the next one.